Hey there, gents and ladyboys. Welcome back to Avorion, and as many of you already noticed in the previous episode, we kind of ground through one of the longer quest chains in the game, and we took our revenge on our little Botan smuggler. Now, today, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to simply just sit down. We're going to gird our loins, and we are going to grind through the Exodus quest. One thing to keep in mind is the whole thing that I wanted to sit down and simply get a very long quest out of the way, and I think that today we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go into this with the idea that I'm going to see how far in this question I can get within the span of 40 minutes. And if I feel as though we are very close to completing that quest, I'm going to, in fact, just keep going until we do. Also, you might have noticed that I put a certain vote out regarding the beluga swordfish and the 6K miner that we currently have, since we had some troubles with the previous in the previous episodes with what the ships do. The thing is, this ship over here, the still unnamed 736, this thing is small. This thing is 1/3 of the cargo hold, and also subsequently the actual size of our 3 large mining ships. But for some reason, that thing is actually doing much better at, producing resources than those things are. So one of the problems is that the mining fields, like the asteroid fields in sectors like this that are populated by, is that they tend to be much less dense than, say, the sectors that were, let me find, for example, the ones with the 1,220 asteroids. Like, those resource systems, like the resource sectors, they're dense as hell, and these ships just can't really do it too well. Like, they are having problems with them, and so with that in mind, I kind of want to just, see what we can do about it. But for that, we have to redesign them. At the time of recording this video, I'm looking at 12 volts in general. Half of them are to simply use the resize tool, and half of them is to create 3 new ships and retire, aka mothball, the current trio. There is also a comment from Gelrip who says that, quote, "Resizing would mean less system upgrades, so no, just dismantle them and remember the system upgrades. Build resource stations yourself and buy the needed material, and go heavy salvage instead, much better for the battle too." I think you're kind of missing the point here, though, sir, because the whole idea is to make these ships smaller, and, that's what happens. So, what do we have here? So, Object 736. That is, in fact, this one. That's completely fine. Let's just have it moved somewhere else. Actually, no. Not even there. How about you move there? And, you're just gonna keep trucking. But as for these gents over here, they're still waiting for their ores to be reprocessed, and once they do, I'll figure out what to do with them. Anyway, for us, though, our current objective is to actually go and start the Operation Exodus. Now, Operation Exodus is by far my least favorite mission, simply because of my experiences from before. Right now, I have 2 sets of equal messages. One is X is 438, and a Y of 277. So let's actually take a look at where that is. So, 438... 438, so it's on this side, and 277. So apparently it is over there. Which means that we are going to have to go all the way back. And by all the way back, I actually mean all the way back. Which I guess is perfectly fine. Now then, object, please become mine. Then go here, refine, go back, repeat. And everything is going to be okay. But as for you, my jelly babies, as for you, what are you doing right now? Because I forgot. I'm also, I'll tell you the truth, I'm currently recording this video a little bit too late. So this thing is, I think this might be easier to see. So Dirty Job is refining the ores, and Beluga is also refining the ores. Let's actually double check that. Oh, also I'm in the swordfish for some reason, and I do not know why. So, for some reason, this didn't start actually doing it. So I'm not exactly sure what the AI is doing, or rather what it isn't doing. The AI right now actually does seem a little bit strange. So, refine. So this one is being refined perfectly fine. Oops. Can you not do that? Okay, there we go. What about you? It's kind of strange. Like, the Beluga is perfectly maneuverable, but at the same time, as soon as you place it inside the field, it does not really know what to do with itself. Beluga's load is also being refined, and as for the 1704... See, I don't know, maybe we should just rescale them down and just see what happens. And the thing is, resizing would mean less system upgrades. Yes, that's kind of... yeah, that's what you expect to happen. But yeah. Let's take these. There we go. And perhaps that is what we need to do. We need to find a... What are you doing? You're doing fine. That's what you're doing. Okay, so I think what is going to happen now... Well, first of all, we actually need to start having Mr. Krabs move over there, and then move through, move there, move through, move there, move through, very strange that it would... Why is it doing like that? Well, I just set Mr. Krabs on a long path ahead of him, so, that's gonna be interesting. But at the same time, yeah. So, I would really like all of these ships to... Where is our closest? So I think the swordfish apparently is the only one that is going to have troubles with that. Swordfish does not have a good jump drive, so he will actually have to fly all the way back. Manually. Which is perfectly fine. So a couple of things that I will want to do is, first of all, those ships will need to be made out of trinium. By choice. Do I have anything? No. No, I do not. Then everything is fine. Now then, I want to quickly let the swordfish actually go through. I said go through, swordfish. There we go. And now, all of these ships can go into prime. Like so. But as for me, I'm going to go back to this thing and kind of jump manually. Beluga is currently having troubles. And hopefully after this change we can untroublemize them. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to just simply choose to scale them down for now. I could also remove this. Station founding. Enemy on track. There we go. Alright, so, let's start with... Dirty job is fine. This thing is... Yeah, okay, so let's start with the 1704. So what's gonna happen now is I'm going to go to here, to the equipment dealer, and I'm going to instantly just unmount everything I have. There's a few minimum things I want to have. I want to have a civilian turret. Also, this system has been mined out, so that's kind of interesting. Also, Mr. Krabs is already in the starting sectors, by the way. So he is, in fact, doing pretty well. So then, let's see what we can do. Ship menu. So here's the thing. Since I have placed a vote to just use the resize tool and scale them down, I guess this exempts us from that one thing that we said, oh, we're never going to use the scale tool to make things, you know, make ships better. Because technically speaking, we're not really making it better, right? We're actually making it worse. But yeah, right now its cargo hold is 16.3, and I want to scale the ship down. That's not what you use. There we go. And I want to scale it down to like 80. Which is going to reduce its whole thing to 2.95. And now let's scale it down by like 10%. There we go, 2.8. Let's scale it down by 2. 194. That's a little bit too much. Let's scale it up by 1%. There we go. I wouldn't say perfect, but there we go. And now we're just going to place our turrets back. But at the same time, it's not like we need super aggressively make these things big. Alright, so it looks like first of all we'll actually have to do with everything else. I want to use the blue hyperspace jumps first. There we go. That's perfectly fine. After that, I want to use a energy thing. After that, we are going to use one unarmed turret slot. And that leaves us with space for a mining system. Though it kind of seems like the only mining system that I currently have is this thing. Which is, I guess, perfectly fine. For now, anyway. So as you can see, a 2K cargo hold this thing actually does not even have all the systems, like, you know, systems being used. Now then, let's actually do the do. So we have 2 turrets here that we are going to use for this. 1 turret goes here, and 1 turret goes here. And honestly, I think that is more than enough. So with that in mind, you are done. Please, go mine. And there she goes. Right, next up on the line, you have... Actually, what I'm going to have to do here is tell you to stop. Let's see if that works. There we go. Now it should work. We're going to select you. We're going to tell you to mine, then refine, and then loop. So you have that order. Go. Right. Next up on the line, let's go for the Beluga. Now, the Beluga is very interesting in the sense that I don't think I've actually touched this thing ever since Neonite, and the fact that I'm currently booshing forward with, like, green glow only reaffirms that suspicion. So what we're going to do is not only make this thing smaller, but in fact also convert it into trinium. That does remind me, I did not check what kind of stuff I had on that previous thing, on the object, on the Bumblebee. You know what, I am actually going to rename that thing into the Bumblebee, because you might as well. Like, we keep saying it's a Bumblebee. And I'm gonna call it the Bumblerbee, because, hey, might as well. How's Mr. Krabs doing? Oh. Mr. Krabs is in fact doing. Okay, so let's quickly finish with this thing. And we'll see what can we do to aid Mr. Krabs. Now then, we have a Oganite mining system, a unarmed turret slot, generated energy, unarmed, and hyperspace thingy-ma-dingy. Now then, first of all, we are going to modify the entire ship and turn it into trinium. Well, no, the previous thing cannot be only trinium because you need xeonite turret slots. But we'll figure that out in just a moment. Right, for you, let's see, cargo hold 5 point whatever. So first of all, I have to set it down to, like, you can't really just do, like, 50%. Boosh. Almost. 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 Too much. Okay, there we go. And so with this, it should work fine. Now the only problem here is that I'm fully aware that like, one of the reasons why this thing might have troubles is because of the nose placement of the mining lasers. I'm fully aware of that. And so, let us help this thing a little bit. We're gonna go to Xanian Turret Base. And simply provide 2 little stacks like this. Like so. Which then we are going to populate with those arm mining lasers. And we're going to go for... Well, first we are actually going to figure out what to do with the systems. So, let us see. You can have your generator back, because energy generation is something that you had problems with. Armed or unarmed? No. We're gonna be fine with, like, 1 unarmed turret. That is perfectly fine. And 1 on the bottom. There we go. That is going to be perfectly fine. Now, then, after that, we need a mining system, which I'm pretty sure we did have. Xanian. You know what? Let it be Xanian for now. We don't really need to worry about Oganai just yet. Although I know it's, in fact, a thing. Here we go. And as for that, let's dismiss a little bit of crew. There we go. So that should be it. Let's make doubly sure. Mining system generator, turret control, and boosh. And there we go. Beluga, mine, refine, repeat. And look at him go. So, there is something I want to do here. I wanted to make sure that the whole ship is in fact made out of trinium instead of Xanian. Although I know, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Turret base, turret base. Let's place them back. Boosh and boosh. There we go. Carry on. Carry on my favorite sauce. So yeah, suddenly this thing is much more maneuverable. Then again, we are dealing with one of the, as already mentioned, sparser asteroid fields. And so these are not the fields that this thing is, having the troubles with. Although maybe I should place these turrets on the same side for the Beluga. Because as you can see, Beluga is currently shooting it from one side. Let's actually do that. This thing, you're gonna go back. This thing, you're gonna go back. And I'll just place the second turret right here. Just right on top of it. Something like this. Big. Big slurpy Beluga. Mine. Refine. Repeat. So yeah, that should solve the problem with the Beluga. Now, the swordfish. The swordfish is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure that this thing is still made out of titanium. Although I'm not 100% sure. There's only one way to check that. Oh, this thing had a lot of stuff on it. A lot of bad stuff. So then, first of all, I'm going to replace everything. Now then, let's start. It also has a cargo hold of 6.6. So first things first, I'm going to reduce its size to 70%. That... perfect. 2K. That is exactly the amount that I need. Now then, first things first. Unarmed turret slots, 1. Like, we don't need more than 1 here. After that, we are going to install... no, not a trinium one. Definitely not a trinium one. We are going to install one of these, though. Here we go. Sounding like one of those priests. That's perfectly fine. Let's find ourselves a generated energy 37. Sure, let's go for that. And after that, I want a mining system, but maybe mining system Xanian. Mining system Xanian. Yeah, let's just buy this thing. Hey, look! Armed turret slots. Let's grab that as well. You know what? Let's grab this as well. For later use, anyway. Anyway. Let's go on and install this thing. There we go. And now for the turrets. I think the swordfish was in fact very good at what it did. Because of the fact of this thing. I think we are going to make sure that these turrets are on the same side. First things first, we're gonna make that. We're gonna make sure that all this is made out of tritium. That's going to make things a little bit more interesting in general. Then you have this thing, where we actually mount the turrets themselves. And now we just need to find the best ones, because neither one of these Xanian 70s, 84s. We'll have to go with these, I guess. 84. That is perfectly fine, because now we have an overpopulation, which I would rather not have. Like, there are so many mechanics I need. There we go. And this should be fine. Okay. There's the swordfish. Where are you? Swordfish. Mine. Refine. Repeat. And that should make things easier. And there she goes. Okay. Hopefully this is going to make mining easier in general. we can place more turrets as we get them, because right now I think the problem is we don't really have too good turrets. Unless I'm wrong. Because, hey, we can always test that out. The thing is, like, these places just don't have good arm mining turrets. Like, this is a 68%, and I'm used to 90%, so might as well not trouble ourselves with that. Oh dear. So I just actually looked at the clock. I just realized I spent 30 minutes trying to redo this. So that's a thing. Anyway, feel free to just control the sector for now. Turrets of combat. You will be fine. And as for that, we can actually start switching to Mr. Krabs. Now, I'm kind of wondering, can I very quickly deal with this thing? Considering we are, in fact, very close to the edge of the map. Mission updated. Project Exodus. (443) 323. Very good. Do you know why that is very good? Because it means it's somewhere here. Yes, in fact, it's all the way over here. And I'm just ever so slightly outside of range. I just made sure to see if I have, Huh. It didn't destroy itself. That's kind of strange. Anyway, you leave, you enter. Hey, there we go. Like 32,000 Xanian. Obviously, per, like, look at this. This is beautiful. So Mr. Krabs just basically became the #1 shippy again. Then again, it already was. Oh, there we go. Where is it? Oh, look, a wreckage. And a beacon. You know, I said, oh no, we wasted like so much time. Like, in before, we are capable of just finishing the quest within the next 7 minutes. I wouldn't even be surprised if that was the case. Because just Mr. Krabs really did just become our main jump ship. Okay, where are we at? Ah, yes, just ever so slightly outside of range. So this is the reason why I think that I really don't like this mission too much. Unless you have a ship like this, and let's face it, it would take some time to, like, get something like that. You can't really do it all that much. Or either all that easily. You know, that's a neonite wreckage, actually. And there she is. Let's keep going. It's kind of funny, like, we're gonna do Operation Exodus today. And then spend 30 minutes of redesigning the ships. And there we go. And the ancient gate as well. Establish connection. Static noise. Is this thing working? What? Hello? Who's this? Are you from Operation Exodus? Operation Exodus? Yes, yes, yeah, well, and no. I understand. We never took part in Operation Exodus ourselves. It was our ancestors who did it. We? Who are you? We are the descendants of the Hati. Our ancestors used to live near the center of the galaxy. And what is Operation Exodus? Hey! Operation Exodus was the largest migration the galaxy had seen. After we realized that we couldn't beat the Xoton at the time, we decided to flee. They were getting closer and closer to our home sectors, so together with our allies, we decided that it was time to fall back and work out a new strategy. We realized that the Xoton were expanding their territory from the center of the galaxy, so we thought the best move would be to journey to the edge of the galaxy. We hoped that this might give us enough time to find a strategy and beat them. Half the galaxy had agreed to join us, and we proceeded with the preparations. Then they hit us. We don't know if they knew what we were planning, but it was just a coincidence. But subspace rifts started to appear. They tore the galaxy to shreds. Billions of lives were lost. Only billions? Entire sectors just disappeared, and it was a slaughter. And the worst part? We never even saw a single Exonian ship. The Alliance was weakened, and there were thousands of factions arising out of the chaos, but we had come too far and invested way too many resources, so we had to go through with Operation Exodus. But it was too disorganized, nothing went according to plan. Most members of the Alliance weren't even agreed on where we should go. And finally, we decided that we would not wait any longer. We took off, left behind beacons that would lead the members of Operation Exodus to this place. And now we live here. What is this place? This place where our last great defeat happened. We were overwhelmed by outlaws and bandits. When they realized that our technology was completely incompatible with theirs and thus worthless to them, they left our ancestors to die here. Since our hyperdrives are all gone, we're stuck here. But luckily, we're living in the wreckages of a convoy that was meant for the migratory millions. We have enough food and energy to sustain us for hundreds of years to come. And now we live here. Do you know how to beat the Xestone? Xonian ships are no more special than ours or yours. They're strong, but you can defeat them in combat. The main problem is that there's just so many of them. You have to stop them from calling reinforcements. We don't know what to do, how to do that, or where they're coming from. But when our ancestors were fighting them, they managed to get their hands on some of their technology. You can have some of it if you want. It's worthless to us anyways. We dumped one of the artifacts from the wreckage near you. Have a look around. Ancient key. And now we live here. I have to go. And there we go, ladies and gentleboys. Operation Exodus. Probably the most frickin' annoying, like easily one of the most annoying missions in the game, if you are not prepared for it, in which case we are. And so now Mr. Krabs is going to go back from where it came. So yeah, and I was wondering, like, why the hell was Mr. Krabs so zippy? Now then, Mr. Krabs is going to come back to this sector because what's gonna happen now is we need to start trying to find the AI. So the whole idea right now is that I'm gonna start just burning through all of the old missions that we had, and also we'll have to deal, well, first of all, we'll have to just encounter the AI. I need to double check on which areas does it spawn in, trigger the spawn. After that, we have to deal with the mad laboratories, which will obviously necessitate the construction of a, rock shell for Mr. Krabs. because obviously I'm going to do it with Mr. Krabs. Oh, look at them go. I think that reducing their size is a good idea, in general, anyway. As you can see, they're just much more maneuverable, as expected from ships that were literally resized to 1/3 of their original size. But as time goes on, I can actually give them better mining turrets. Heck, I could even just go and create them right now. I mean, that is a possibility that I should probably take a look at. Hey, turret dudes, show me the turrets. Salvage turrets. Repair. Our mining turret, there we go. So 90% efficiency mining turret would require us all of these things. And it only costs $251 to build. So if we got Mr. Krabs back here right now, we could just do this. Like right now. And just create the turrets from this. And it's a 36 turret tech factory. So it's not even like, you know, it's not even like it's a problem. But yeah. Alright, ladies and gents, I think that this is going to be probably the first time. I like how the Bumblebee still is the only ship out of this fleet that has some sort of shield, although, you know, when we resized it, it became comically small. Look at how quick these things are now. And even with 2 turrets apiece, they're still very quick at what they do. Although I would really prefer if they kind of targeted their own things. But, like, in this size, it doesn't really look like... I was going to say it doesn't look like they are actually impeding each other, but obviously that's not the case. Oh well. I'm sure they'll be fine. Alright, ladies and gents, thanks for joining me here, and I'll see you in the next episode.